Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to just run through how I built this trommel for gem prospecting. I went gem prospecting a month or so ago and just fell in love. I wanted to buy one of these and they said, oh yeah, about $2,000. I'll have a look at the cost, but with just stuff from Bunnings we can do it for a lot cheaper than that. So I started off with 4 of the 20-litre Bunnings buckets. They've got a really good circumference, nice size. It's very close to 1 meter, so lots of things kind of fit in. So I got 4 buckets and a lid. Okay, so the lid sits on the end there just to hold things in. Join 2 buckets together and cut the ends off. Now, I cut it off here, but I think it's probably better to maybe leave a little bit more plain bucket on there. I had to change it and add this extension part in here because it was the wash was coming out the end. If I put a whole bucket in here, some of it would fall out the end. So I think if I was to make another one of these, I would maybe bring just plain bucket down to about here. So, and then these ribs a bit further down, the aluminium ribs. I'll go into making those in a sec. Yeah, so 2 buckets sitting inside each other. I slid, we need this groove here. I also trimmed off the little tabs in here so that the groove was close together so this wheel can fit. Yeah, so you can see the wheel fits nicely in the groove there, keeps everything nice and stable and moves around pretty easily. So the next part, I got 3-meter length T-sections of aluminium, and I got 3 of those. So when I cut them in half, I ended up with 1.5 meters of each, which is a nice long size. Gives plenty of room through here because this mesh is it's a little bit too fine, so it doesn't let a lot of dirt out, but because I've got a lot of length to this, it does actually work quite well, just with the breaking up the rocks and breaking up the dust and getting it out. So yeah, just cut the lengths off and then just pop riveted them in. These are 20mm T's, so 20mm across and 20mm up, and they work quite well. So the next part I want to look at is just this bigger mesh that lets the bigger rocks out. And this is the wash. This is the part that you want to capture all the larger pieces and then run those through your sieves. I just use Tech screws to hold this section in because yeah, rivets are not going to work on such a big piece, large bits of wire. Yeah, you can see this is the joint. It just like looped all the way around, and then just over here it just used Tech screws again to hold it onto the other 2 bucket ends, and yeah, another pulley system. So for the handle, I just used the pre-cut, and it already has the little screw on the ends of each of the pieces of these galvanized plumbing pipe. So I've got 1 long piece, a join, a short piece, and these are all the thin ones, and then I got a wider piece, one that fits over the top, and then an end cap. So now I've just got a handle that yeah, slides around. Pretty easy to put together. Yeah, as I mentioned before, the wheels, so we get 4 wheels. The hard part was trying to work out how to have a nice solid frame, and I happen to have an old screen door that I'd used for using the mesh out of it for a sluice. And I was going to throw it away and then realised if I cut it in half down the middle, these are nice strong right angled pieces. And then I just had a couple of four pieces of tubular steel left over from an old caravan, and you just put those together in a scissor fashion, and they just slide up inside here, and super solid. The only thing is, this is I don't know, 3 inches wide, and this is an inch. So in here, I just added a couple of bits of pine, just to keep this side nice and solid. The other end's fine. Having this end nice and solid, because this is where you're doing all the turning and everything. I didn't need to really reinforce the other end, but it doesn't wobble around in here because of the pieces of pine. Just keep it nice and stable. In the gardening section of Bunnings, you can find these garden bags. They've got a little bit of plastic in the top to keep them open. Cut the hole in the bottom, put the bucket underneath, and that's the capture area sorted. And yeah, up this end, it's just some scrap galvanized sheeting that I had around, and an old caravan, a couple of steel poles that I've just drilled down into here. That keeps this end nice and solid. Yeah, so the pipes go all the way through on this side, and then they just stop on this side. So I'll put this side in first, and then this holds the shape on this end. So that's what makes this end nice and solid. And yeah, all held together with pot rivets. Yeah, I'd chuck a bucket of wash through there, but I don't want to get dirt all over my backyard. But this is how it is all set up. Just spins nicely, and all the rocks fall down into the bag, into the bucket. So that's it. I'll get a costing together and all the parts, and let you know. So my first trip to Bunnings, I bought a pick, which $27.95. We'll take that off the price. So $189.99 comes down to $162.04. Then I grabbed the larger wire mesh panel and some washers, so another $28.35. And lastly, I grabbed the this 8 mesh from Amazon for $39.99, and that gives us a grand total of $230.38, a lot less than the $2,000 I was quoted. Good luck with your build, and I hope it goes well. And yes, it all packs up nice and neatly into the back of the ute.